looks like we're up. Let me get this going. Okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Good news. I've got the Sandworm Ringception Cube project. This, right? This is 23 rings right here, and then I have a stack over here of 72 chains, right? All stacked up nice and neat right here. Ready to be added. Now all we're waiting on for the... Now all we're waiting on for this cube is the other 27,000 blackened stainless rings I ordered for it. So I managed to get that done today. With that done and me unable to move forward, I didn't want to go and work on my saddle bag project. So I was like, what can I do? And then I was taking a nap earlier, and I watched the knot making videos. They're everywhere, right? Someone just tying different types of knots. And a lot of times they'll come up with what's called a monkey paw. And it's this little ball that's, I don't know, magically knotted. I don't know how to make one out of 550 cord or paracord, right? But I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I bet I could make one out of chainmail. Okay? So I've got my start here. And I'm just working on adding the next set of 3 strands of, these are all full Persian chains. Got some brass, some bronze, and some stainless steel. I'm out of brass and bronze, so all I've got left, I've got to make 3 chains out of, 3 full Persian chains out of stainless steel. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, and we're going to add it to this. I might have to adjust the ring sizes on this. They might be a little too large in one direction or another, but fortunately we can make like pretty fine adjustments on this. So that's what I'm doing. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. All right. But yeah, got a lot of work done recently. Tomorrow, I'm gonna play around with this little monkey paw thing tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna sit down and make myself finish my saddlebag project. Thank you for the dinos, I appreciate you. So, I have said repeatedly, I started the saddlebag project back in the beginning of Christmas break, so just before Christmas last year. And I still haven't finished just the saddlebag portion. So, but it's almost done. 2 days of focus on the saddlebag, and I'll have the second one done. And I might be able to go for a ride this weekend. You're doing better than night before last? Well, that's good. Magenta RV. Had to take yourself to the ER due to excessive chest pain. You're mostly better from that now. That's no good. That's no good. I didn't have chest pain. I was explaining to people last night, I've got cervical radiculopathy, which is fancy termination for a chronic pinched nerve in my neck. And I was Batmaning it a little bit last night. And if you don't know, Batmaning, when Michael Keaton wore the suit, it was so tight that he couldn't like move his body. He couldn't move his head without moving his whole body. So I was doing that all morning. I thought I would have to go to the ER myself this morning, but some heat, some ibuprofen, and some rest helped. So, but I'm glad you're doing better, Magenta RV. Chest pain's no joke. I used to work on a cardiac care unit, and people would come in with chest pain, and it would be nothing, you know. It would be an anomaly. They do a heart cath, some cardiac tests, And, you know, we'd send them off not certain what was going on, but keep a close eye on them, and just getting them familiar with what to look out for, you know, was a good way to take care of a lot of people. It was always the guys that were like, oh, you know, I'm having some chest pain, I'm a little short of breath, but, you know, other than that, I feel fine. And, you know, you put an EKG machine on them, and they're in VTAC. You know, heart's going 240 beats per minute, and it's fun. You have chronic back pain, your normal meds didn't touch the pain? Yeah. I believe it. Well, it's a completely, like, your normal chronic back pain meds wouldn't do anything if you're having heart issues. What did they say what it was? Like, did you strain your intercostal muscles? That's always fun too. It's like you pull a muscle in between your ribs and it hurts to breathe. It is musculoskeletal, right? So it's not a huge concern. It just takes forever to heal. But it is not fun. It can be really painful. But other than neck pain and Batmaning all day, it's like I almost passed out driving my kid to school this morning. Fortunately, I made it. I was fine. So guess was it was either a muscle spasm or shingles. Well, shingles should be pretty apparent. It should be readily apparent if it's shingles, unless you have a history. Shingles hurts. It's not fun. Yeah. It's like adult chicken pox is what shingles is. And you can have breakouts. What happens is you'll have chicken pox-like blisters break out along nerves. And a lot of times it'll go along a rib or on a facial nerve. You'll break out on your forehead. I had a breakout along the ribs in my back. That was the worst. Elspeth, how you doing? But yeah, just the inflammation along a nerve is, ooh, buddy, that's the worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 25, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Alright, I'm close to how long I want this chain, so it was along a rib, hence the possibility of that. You're doing okay? It's good to hear. Right on, right on. Yeah, I mean, I guess okay. Chest pain could be shingles if the pain was along a rib. But without a breakout, it's really hard to say. So, and I'm not a doctor. I'm an RN. I only have experience in what I've seen to base my opinion off of. So, like, I guess it could be, but I don't know. When you see some, or when you put your ear to the ground and hear hoofbeats, you think horses, not zebras, right? So that's why I would say intercostal muscle spasm versus shingles. I'm glad it's better. That's good. All right. Yeah, the shingles hurt. I'm not gonna lie, but in 2019, I had a really bad, got divorced. My mom passed away. Whole bunch of stuff. I got really sick, and I had a swollen salivary gland on my left side, and I had swelling that was as big as a softball sticking out the side of my neck. And I went to the urgent care because it was on a weekend. Like it blew up overnight, right? And on the weekend, I couldn't get an appointment with the doctor, and they wanted they wanted me to go to the ER in order to get pain medication. I was like, dude, there's no way I'm taking on an ER bill on top of this bill for just coming to see you. Like a farmer when it comes to going to the ER or taking your meds? Yeah. No, I get it. Just, I went and then they could do nothing for me. And so I was like, this is why I don't come to you when I have health issues. So. But anyway. Alright, I've got to make 2 more of these. 2 more of these chains. And, even at the end, they might not be the right size, so we might have to disconnect them. That's the word I'm looking for. We might have to disconnect the chains and then remove some rings and then tighten it up. And I think I'm close. So it's like I was just sitting trying to get my neck to stop hurting after lunch. Oh, thank you. Retro Rewind. How you doing tonight? IV pain med cleared it up, then drove the bus home. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for the let him cook. Thank you. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So I'm sitting there I took some ibuprofen, trying to get the neck pain to go away. And thinking about watching these not work videos where they're making little monkey paws. And I've wanted to recreate it in chainmail. And then I was thinking about it as how would I make it so that, I could get this look, right? It's unfinished, obviously, but, how do I recreate it so that we get that? And then all of a sudden it clicked, and I was like, oh, well, let me go. I finished all the chains for the sandworm cube, right? I got a pile of 72 chains right here. So now all I need is the blackened stainless to stabilize this. I was like, let me screw off for a little bit tonight and see if I can't put one of these monkey paws together or something close, right? So it's a fun little project, something different. It's not huge. It shouldn't take us a large amount of time. Your ear doctor was surprised you weren't loopy at all. Oh, from the meds? Yeah. That's a key indicator that someone was in severe pain, right? Pain is a difficult thing to assess. Someone could be sitting in bed laughing and joking and reporting that they have 10 out of 10 pain, and they could 100% be telling the truth, right? Because pain is a subjective experience for everyone. And what you think 10 out of 10 pain is may be different for someone else, right? Or they are used to chronic pain and they live with severe amounts of pain daily and just tolerate it, you know? So that is also why they could be sitting there, not looking like they're in any pain. Okay. Yeah, this looks... I don't know. I don't want to... Hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if this is... how close this is to being, like... the right size, right? Like that's how it's supposed to go right there. It's supposed to fit two more strands in here. So I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna leave it as is and go for it. That's you, super high tolerance, yeah. Like when a cancer patient says that they have 10 out of 10 pain, right? I really don't care, you know? I'm not going to sit there and with anyone, but, you know, cancer patients, for example, I'm not going to be like, well, you don't look like you're in 10 out of 10 pain, right? It's a weird subjective thing, and you just got to kind of learn how to finesse your assessment on patients. You got to figure it out. What do I use to hold the phone? I got a tripod right here. Alright, so this gets tricky because the stainless rings are really tight. So hopefully they will all connect without an issue. And then if I have to take them apart, hopefully they will all come apart without an issue. This one wants to fight. But yeah, the tripod that I have holding my phone right now is actually too big for my desk. I've been meaning to get another one, but it's not a priority right now. I've got other stuff that I need to do. Especially since I just spent a ridiculous amount of money on rings. I either need to sell some stuff or wait a little bit before I purchase anything else. But hopefully I should have a tax return coming in here pretty soon. So cross your fingers and pray that there's no issues and it comes in here before the end of the month. That would be great. Alright. It's like once you get to this point, there's no room for these pliers. So they are really difficult to get your pliers in here and close these rings. Oh, okay. There we go. All right, that's one. I think this actually might almost work. We'll see. Uh-oh. Something's getting knocked around upstairs. Okay. That's kind of cool. I like it. Now we'll try to get 2 more. Thank you for the share. Appreciate it. What time is it? 8:51. Trying to get 2 more done. I don't know how well that's going to go over, but we'll see what happens. Either way, even if I have to take it apart, I can take it apart and size it back up tomorrow. Or you know what? I bet once I have all 3 chains, right, on each side, all 3 strands on each side, I bet I can take each chain apart one by one and reduce it by 1 unit or whatever. And that would probably be easier than tearing it all apart. We'll see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was actually considering trying to do this with, I have a lot of the spring steel rings left over. And so I was like, I'll make a couple strands of this sandworm, right? And see if I can't make a monkey paw out of it. I think that would be cool. As a way to use up some of these rings. Because I can't do math, apparently, and I ordered a bunch of them. I think it's funny. Okay. I started the whole sandworm metacube project, right? Because I had 16 gauge 3/8 rings that I didn't know what I was going to do with them. And then I came up with this big cube project. In an attempt to get rid of the rings that I had on hand. And then I made the mistake of ordering so many, I'm still going to end up with a bunch of rings on hand. So it defeated the purpose. But I will have a cool cube at the end of it. Nice progress. Thank you. How you doing, Tofu Hands? We're getting somewhere. So I'll have, I think I did the math, and I believe it was 4,600 additional rings. And so that's less than what I originally had. So we're making progress. Oh, and then I saw a wooden bowl that someone used a CNC machine to carve out. And it was really cool, right? So now I want to make something similar out of chainmail. And what it was a wood sculpture with 3 points. It was triangular, right? And then it was okay. Between each corner, right? Like each bar of the triangle was a rectangle twisted, right? So if this side of the triangle, if this is one side of the triangle and this is the other side, right? The material between them twisted, right? Like so, and gave it that cool effect, right? So I'm like, oh, that would be really cool to make out of chainmail, and I think it'd be pretty easy to do. I don't have the rings to do it right now. But I want to make a large triangular rotational sculpture thingy. That would be cool. It was a TikTok video, I think it was. And this guy had the CNC machine doing all kinds of crazy stuff with wood sculptures. He made a vase, and on the outside of the vase, he had a pattern carved all the way around that when it was spun around, the whole thing was a visual display, right? It was really cool, really eye-catchy. Like, that's cool. I don't know how I would duplicate that in chainmail, but they were showing off the power of CNC. So but that triangular piece, I was like, yeah, I could totally do something like that. I would want to do it out of, as a sculpture, out of like titanium or aluminum, something that can be anodized or is anodized already. I should do it out of titanium and then make it real big and then anodize it on stream. That'd be cool. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So, I have a whole bunch of anodized aluminum that I don't have any purpose for, so I might... They're the same... These are all 16 gauge 5/16, right? And the anodized aluminum that I have, I've got 18 gauge 1/4 inch and 16 gauge 5/16, and like that's gonna be really close to this, right? So I might figure out the size on this and then try and duplicate it with some of the anodized aluminum that I have. I've got blue. I think I have blue and green and regular bright aluminum. So I might make a couple monkey paws with them. 138 feet of 10 gauge galvanized, enough for a mud flap wound into 1/4 inch or 3/8 rings. 10 gauge 3/8 rings would be pretty dense. I don't think you'd be able to get 1/4 inch rings into any weave. So, trying to think. Because this is 3/8, trying to think about 10 gauge on that. Yeah, if you did a 1/4 inch, like I would do like, yeah, 10 gauge 3/8, because a 1/4 inch you're not gonna have room on the inside of the ring to weave anything else. Does that make sense? Like if you try to put 2 rings in through 1 ring, you won't have enough room. I've got some 12 gauge 3/8 that, but 138 feet of it, maybe, probably. I'm gonna go with probably. It's not a lot of feet. Like when I was working on my shirt, I had a 1/4 mile of galvanized fence wire, galvanized steel fence wire. Right? So whatever 5,280 divided by 4 is. 1070, 1070. 5, yeah. 10 gauges, 3/16. Yeah, at a quarter inch, you wouldn't get more than 2 rings in through another ring. So that'd be too tight. You might be too tight at 3/8, but that'd be your better bet of the 2 ring sizes. Hey Astrid, how you doing? All right. We've got 2 more chains to make for this little piece I'm working on here. I don't know if we'll get it done tonight, but we might be able to. You're making bracelets, right on. Right on. I'm looking forward to getting all this stuff woven and done and being able to move on to making stuff specifically for sale. I'd be a lot farther along if I didn't keep adding 40,000 ring projects. Do I make my own rings or pre-cut? I make, no, all of these rings are pre-cut. These are supplied by chainmail ring manufacturers. I used to make my own rings, but once I discovered that there were people who were much better at making rings than me, I stopped doing that. Now, because of the size of some of my upcoming projects, I will be adding a coiling and cutting section to my little basement shop down here. But that will hopefully be by the end of the year. How you doing, Le Chef? Astrid's laughing at me because I keep adding really large projects in the middle of this finish all my basement projects project that I have going on. So there are a number of suppliers, like 15 or 16 chainmail ring suppliers, manufacturers, and they all have a variety of stuff, and you can make different stuff with them. So the options for, like, even with scale mail, right? You think, oh, a scale is a scale. You can anodize the aluminum ones and the titanium ones, but other than that, a scale is a scale. Amanda over at Wayward and Whimsical had a rainbow of hammered scales that were the dopest looking scales I've ever seen. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is... come here. This is scale mail, right? Except hers had a hammered texture to them, and they were a shimmery, shiny cacophony of colors, and they had a hammer texture. It was so good looking. More projects, yeah. Always more. I came up with another one. I need to start writing my project ideas down, because I have several in my head that I want to make, but do you have any recommendations for patterns that only require one size of ring? Radish, how you doing tonight? There are a ton of patterns that only use one size of ring. Do you have a ring size already, or is this you only want to order one ring size? Okay, and I can answer both questions for you, right? If you have a ring size at home already, provided that it's a workable size, right? If you have 18 gauge 3/8 rings and they're really difficult to close, then that's just it's not a very good ring size unless you got a welder, right? But if you have, say, 16 gauge 1/4 inch, you can do Byzantine, you can do European 4-in-1. You can do, what else can you do with 16 gauge 1/4 inch? Elf weave. And so if you're looking, oh, and then if you're like gonna go to a supplier and order rings, and you just want to order one size, then I recommend not doing that. Actually, I recommend getting a kit for starters. So a kit will come with the right ring size and the tutorial for what you can make with it and stuff like that. So, but without knowing the aspect ratio of the ring, I can't tell you. It's very helpful. Thank you. You'll look into a multi. Yeah. So a kit that is a multi-pack. There's a $50 one and a $100 one from Chainmail Joe. Okay, and they have a bright aluminum one and an anodized one, so you can get a kit with multiple colors and multiple ring sizes for $50. It comes in a beautiful box and a booklet of tutorials with a booklet of tutorials and a multitude of multicolor rings, right? And that's a awesome starter kit. I don't have one here to show you, but I will hopefully have one soon. You're very welcome. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask. So, yeah, I don't like recommending that. I like to tell people to avoid going onto a supplier's website and ordering random ring sizes, right? I've done that, and that has burnt me in the past because I didn't know what I was doing. It is far better to start with a kit to see if you even like doing chainmail, and learn as much as you can about the weave and the ring size you're going to need for the weave prior to ordering specific ring sizes. Just because it's screwed me, right? Like, I had the money spent on these brass and bronze rings here a long time ago, and these brass and bronze rings have sat around for quite some time with no use in mind until I decided, hey, maybe I'll try and turn them into a monkey's paw. Okay? And, I could have avoided all of that, knowing what I know now. So there are beginner kits like the ones that Chainmail Joe has, and then there are single item kits. We've Got Mail has some. Metal Designs has some. Joshua Diliberto has some. I don't know if his kits are organized into like beginner, intermediate, advanced. I know that a lot of his kits are much more advanced. I do want to, at some point, subscribe to his little subscription plan there and get a monthly delivery of Diliberto subscription kits. So, and then work on them on stream. Just like I want to get a Chainmail Joe kit so that every time someone asks, I can just be like, look at this, look at my beautiful box. I really just want the kit for the box. I'm not going to lie. Just started and really enjoyed doing the 6-in-1 pattern. You excited to learn more? Right on. Well, Radish, in the link tree in my bio, you can download the Mailworks app. Inside the app is a bunch of resources that I wish I would have had when I first got started making chainmail 28 years ago, right? A list of every supplier I know of. a list of where to find tutorials, a list of where chainmail artists hang out online. And there's a Discord in there that you can join if you have questions. We just opened up the Discord, so there's not a lot of people in there yet, but we're starting to get more active. I just figured out that I can post pictures. For some reason, it takes 5 minutes per picture, but that's a my phone issue. But if you want to download the Mailworks app and join the Discord, just ask questions in the future. You're certainly more than welcome to. Hello, sorry I haven't been in here a while. A lot has happened recently. A rat. How are you? I was going to pretend to be like, who is a rat? Does anybody know who this... No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry that a lot has happened recently. I hope everything's okay. And it's good to see you. You're so helpful, and I really appreciate your passion. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, Radish. Like I said, download the app. Come join us in Discord. It's a bit sparse, but we're filling it out, and a lot of knowledgeable people are in there already. So this is a hobby I've had for 28 years, and it's been a business for 5. And now that I'm like, all I do all day is, you know, when I'm not like wrecked by my medical condition, I am doing this, or I'm doing family time. But most of the time, I'm doing this. I'm making chainmail. You see your absolute insane progress on the also insane cube. So the base layer is done, right? And then all of the chains for the rest of the rings are done. But I don't know if you were here when I made the executive decision to order 27,000 black and stainless rings to add to the cube as stabilizers. And I'll show you, let's see here. So what's going on? Where's a pen? Pen. Okay. These, I don't know if anybody can see it overhead. The rings, these chains, when they're turned into rings, are not round. They're shaped two convex ends and then flat on the sides, right? And so what's happening is they're doing this off-center issue when there are 4 of them in a ring, and it can't, because they're flat on the side, they just bypass each other. So I added a bunch of stabilizing rings to hold everything in place. So now we're just waiting on those to show up. Neat, you weren't here for that? Okay, yeah, so I am a third of the way done. I could have been all the way done had I just not paid attention to that, but it'll be cool. It'll be nice, right? When it's all said and done. So we're gonna make little chains of Byzantine and put 4 of them on each big ring to hold everything in place and to make everything match, and then that'll add some color and some that'll add some color to the texture. Thank you for the follow, appreciate you. And then it'll be an interesting shape as well. I don't know if that's okay. So what I'm referencing is a TikTok sound, and if it's not interesting by color, then it needs to be interesting by texture, and if it's not interesting by texture, then it needs to be interesting by shape, right? And what they're referring to is clothes in the videos that I've seen, but I think that is a good measure of like art in general. So as I need to add these stabilizing rings, I could use regular shiny stainless steel rings, or I could add some color with some blackened stainless steel. And I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I think it is. And then I was thinking on the outside rings, right? We'll let's say this is an outside ring here. I don't know how well you can see. Say this is an outside ring, like the top or the bottom or something. We'll put like 3 or 2 blackened stainless stripes, and then in the middle maybe a brass one, like a shiny, a little splashy yellow. I don't know. Maybe not. I gotta think about that. You agree? Right on. I don't think I'm gonna get the 3rd chain of this done tonight, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to fuss with the sizing of it tomorrow, I think, anyway, so. Between this cube, this big cube here, and then I've got another project that I want to make from this 9-foot full Persian chain I have over here, and the triangular sculpture with the twisty space in between. I don't know what to call it, right? Here. It's a triangle, but everything was rotated. I'm not doing this justice. This makes no sense visually. There's my drawing to get this concept, right? That's so bad. Okay. It's a triangular sculpture, and between the points, everything was rotated around, and it was really cool, right? So this cube, the full Persian sculpture that I want to do, I think it's going to be cool. And these are, I don't know why there's an eyelash on the board. Mostly, like, the cube is going to be done and up and put up for sale, right? Eventually, once it's done. The full Persian sculpture that I have planned, that's a practice sculpture, right? I want to make that one out of titanium or something similar to add some color to it. So essentially, yeah, this is where I need to get writing them down again, right? So similar to the cube, the full Persian sculpture is a strand of full Persian made from full Persian chains, right? Wrapped around into a circle, right? So a circle of full Persian, a ring of full Persian made from full Persian rings, right? And then I was going to do 3/4 of it as the sandworm weave that we were doing on here. And then the bottom half I was going to use a captive inverted round. All like full Persian rings, right? It'll make more sense once I start working on it. And then, yeah. Then there was another project I was thinking about doing with them, and I got a lot of stuff to do. So I need to hurry up and get some of this stuff done. But I'm going to finish this monkey paw deal. And this is this will go on my windowsill that I've got all my other chainmail stuff on. I will eventually make a nicer one. So it's kind of a practice piece, I guess. But I know there are other people who make chainmail sculptures. I don't know to what extent they've gone. I don't really think that anyone's done too many ringception sculptures, and ringception is the process of taking small rings and using taking small rings and making them into big rings, right? Kind of like what we're doing here, right? We're taking chains connected to themselves and turning them into something. So I'm not like a groundbreaker in this concept, but I think that there's a lot of cool things I want to try and do with it. I just have to finish all of these other projects first. And then I need funding too. I need money to buy materials. I think all chainmail artists need funding to buy materials. So other than that, it's like I was hoping to get more work done today, but I really can't complain. I did finish the chains for the big cube here, so those are ready to go. And then I was dealing with a lot of pain from my neck. I thought last night I was hurting while I was working on stream. I was hurting pretty good, and I thought I would sleep it off and I'd wake up fine, but no, I woke up and I couldn't move my neck. Right? That was fun. So I didn't get as much done today as I'd hoped, but I'm done with the chains for this cube. So tomorrow I'm gonna knuckle down. I'm gonna I'm gonna start working on the saddlebag, the second saddlebag that has been sitting there for 2 months. Man, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Yep, I want a setup similar to what Amanda over at Wayward and Whimsical has. She has a very nicely cataloged wall of shelves filled with every color and every ring size that I think has been for sale that I've seen in the last 28 years. Like, she's got them all. Right? And it's like I want that. I want all the options. I know, not your neck. That's genuine, not great. Rest and be careful. Yeah, it's an old injury that I live with. So I was thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Like, normally, I can live with it, and it's fine. It's like, some numbness and tingling in these two fingers. A lot of pain down the back of my arm and up through my neck from a chronically pinched nerve. And, like, the day-to-day on that is fine. I deal with migraines and the side effects of the medication, right? So, but last night and into this morning was a real fun flare-up. It took most of the morning for it to start wearing off, and now I'm mostly okay. I'm just Batmaning around so I don't move my neck too much, you know. But little heat, little ibuprofen. I'll live. But I did almost go to the ER this morning. That was not... I almost passed out taking my son to school. That wasn't fun. But like I made it. And then by tomorrow, I'll be fine. I'll be back to my baseline. So I was able, like, yes, I was in pain, but I was able to get some work done today. As opposed to when I have an uncontrolled migraine or a migraine that I can't ward off with medications. That's when I'm like down for several hours. And I get nothing done on those days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29, 30, 31, 32. Why are you live then? Please, for everyone's sake, take breaks, please. Oh, cause I'm fine. I'll live. I like it. Doesn't, as long as I don't move too much or swiftly look to my left without moving my entire body, I'll be fine. I do remember when I messed up my wrist. Here's a fun. Okay, so like I screwed up my wrist starting this big Q project, right? I took a couple days off so I didn't hurt myself because it really is important to take rest so that you can avoid like carpal tunnel or repetitive motion injuries. But after weaving these spring stainless for a week, it's like these other stainless rings and all the rest of them feel like aluminum. They're so weak, it's nothing. It's like I can open any ring now. So, but yeah. But no, I'll be right as rain by tomorrow. But thank you. All right. Like everything is just super easy now. It's funny. All right, we are almost ready to add this chain. You're my biggest fan. What's going on, user 39486055784882? All right, let's see how much this tightens this up. Not. We may get lucky. I don't think it's too. I don't think I'll have to remove too much to make it fit real snugly. Keep hustling, and that's how far you've came up at it. Well, thank you. All right, so we've got 2 and a little room left to make it snug, right? So kind of forgot about the fact that I got different rings. Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to connect these, and then when it comes time to tighten it all down, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to, like, do it one ring at a time. Or one strand at a time. You have no idea what the ball thing is for? So what I'm trying to make is a monkey paw. And they're little pieces of knotwork, right? But I'm trying to recreate the same concept in chainmail, right? And it will, once everything is like buttoned down and nice and snug, it'll make more sense as to what it looks like. But this is the first one I've ever tried, so I don't know how to size it. So I'm just kind of... And as for what it's for, it's just decorative. It's, you know, I don't know, throw it at your brother or something. It was an idea that took me away from working on the cube, and I could work on it at the desk and stream for tonight as a way to be adding variety instead of just working on this enormous cube every night. Oh, you thought it looked familiar? You have a toy for your dog that has that kind of knot? Yeah. Same thing, just out of chainmail, just to see if I could. You know, it's like the jelly cubes. It's kind of a little tactile fidget toy. Dude, those are badass. What are we working on? How you doing, Red Dirt Nation? We are trying to make a monkey paw, right? So a little knotwork thing. Don, you still got your ring? Right on. I made Don's ring a long time ago. So we'll add one more strand here so that each side has 3, and then hopefully it'll be nice and snug, or we'll make it nice and snug. You're from Texas? What part of Texas you from? I miss Texas. All right, where's the spot I was working on? Like, it flooded the year right before I got to Texas, and then it flooded the year I left Texas. That is dope looking. North Texas on Lake Texoma. Okay. I got friends that live by the Red River. Right on. I was down in San Antonio. Was stationed down there for a few years. And then got married and stayed down there for a few more years. And then we moved up here. And days like today are a beautiful day. High 60s, slight breeze, amazing weather. So I can't complain about today. No, don't do that. But the winters up here are horrible. So East Texas, right on. Am I still working? No, buddy, I'm retired. I retired about 2 years ago. Live discontinued. What the heck? I missed. Alright, I think we're back up. We were having such a good conversation, too. Alright, well, we had a bunch of people in here, and then I missed the puzzle piece to notify me that I needed to let TikTok know that I was still live, but I'm making one more of these full Persian chains. I don't know how far we're going to get along tonight with that, but we'll get it started at least, and then hopefully people will come back in. All right. So if you're just showing up, don't know who I am, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and I make chainmail. And I was just live a minute ago, and I missed the little notification to notify the TikTok. Wanted to make sure I wasn't a bot, and I got kicked off. So I'm back on now. I need to set a timer is really what I need to do every stream, because that's like the second time that's happened. But we're taking a break from this big cube project I've got going on, and we're trying to make a monkey paw. So I'm only going to be live for a few more minutes. Hopefully a few people that were in my stream earlier will hop back on. All right. These are stainless steel rings, and after working with all the spring stainless for this project, right? These other stainless rings feel like nothing. Yeetus, how you doing? Terrence, thanks for the follow. You see what I'm working on tonight, dude? Trying to make a little monkey paw, like the little knotwork things that they make. You love it? Right on. Thanks, Terrence. So anyway, we'll get this chain started, and then tired, got finals this week and next week, and that looks cool. Thank you. Good luck on your finals. It's just kind of a like the big, like the jelly cubes, right? This is just gonna kind of be a fidget toy thing to play with. So hopefully I can get it, nice and snug and everything fits. So, and then it's brass, bronze, and stainless steel, and I will make a nicer one later on. This is just kind of a test piece and to use up some rings. So it's like using up old rings that I have that I got to get Got to get through and finishing up old projects in the basement. What do they sell for? Captain Fuzzybeard, how you doing? I don't know what this would sell for. This is the first one I've ever made. So, but Captain Fuzzybeard, we are. I'm trying to make a monkey paw, like the little knotwork monkey paws that they make, and like I've got the pattern down. That's not hard. I just got to make it all nice and snug and whatnot. So I'm gonna add one more chain and then batten down the hatches on this thing. That's why you love me, just random stuff. Yeah, I make a lot of random stuff because that's what happens, and this is why I tell people, like, hey, go buy a kit first before you go to a supplier's page and order randomly sized rings that you don't know what weave they'll work for. Because what ends up happening is that you have to come up with projects to use up the rings that you have, which is a lot of what I've been doing lately. So the pattern on the chain is just full Persian, right? They're just 3 strands of full Persian on each side. I don't think I'll need to go 4. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not going to get much done on this next chain on here because it's a school night and it's already 9:40. We'll see. I could probably stay till 10:30. I wonder. All right, challenge accepted. You waiting on the rings to do the fireworm? Right on. That's one I've never done. I've never had the ring sizes for it. That is one I plan on doing in the future and making use of for things like large chainmail sculptures. So, how much is the big square? This one? This has 18,299 rings in it, right? I wouldn't sell this for anything less than $4,000. When I'm done, it'll have 44,500 some odd rings. It'll weigh to 3.5 pounds, and I wouldn't sell it for anything less than 10 grand at that point. But you can get smaller cubes, right? Made out of bigger rings, like that aren't so involved. They are anywhere like 50 to 75 bucks, depending on who you're working with and how big you want it. For real, you can buy kits. What are they called and where do you get them from? Okay, so you can... My advice would be to go to my Linktree, download the Mailworks app, and get yourself into the suppliers section. And if you go to We've Got Mail or Metal Designs or what was the other one I just mentioned previously? It was joshdiliberto.com. They're all chainmail ring suppliers and chainmail ring manufacturers, right? And you can get yourself a single item kit from them, like a Byzantine bracelet or a Byzantine necklace or whatever. And it should come with the tutorial and the proper ring size, okay? Then there is a company also listed in the supplier section of the Mailworks app called Chainmail Joe, and they've got 2 kits that I'm aware of, a $50 one and a $100 one. They have the options for bright aluminum rings or anodized aluminum rings. Anodized just means that they have multiple colors, right? And it comes in a fancy box with multiple ring sizes and a booklet of tutorials. And I believe you have the option to add pliers to it if you want. You don't need pliers starting out when you're making chainmail, but if you make chainmail for a long period of time, you will eventually want to get more special pliers than whatever pair of pliers you pull out of the junk drawer. These pliers were given to me by my grandpa when I was 14 to make my first piece of chainmail. So I hope that helps, Terrence. And then there is also a ton of other stuff in the MailWorks app. And like we just started a new Discord. Not a lot of people in there right now, but it's filling up. So feel free to get in there and ask your questions. And it's just, I'd rather see people spend 15, 20 bucks on a kit that, yeah, okay, maybe it's a little more expensive than if they ordered their own rings, but probably not. And they will have, like, they'll have a win at the end of it instead of a pile of rings that they don't know what weaves they can use with that ring size is all. Absolutely. You went and downloaded Discord? Right on. Very cool, very cool. So, each of these is 32 units long. Can I... I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I'm trying to think here. So I've had an issue with my back all day. And I want to stay and, you know, finish this tonight, but the reality is that I'm not going to have time to make everything nice and snug with this. So I'm not going to be able to finish it tonight anyway. So I don't want to rush and hurt myself any more than I already have. All right. So if anyone's seen this, right, like I just said to Terrence, if you're looking at this and going, oh, hey, chainmail, I could do that, you absolutely can, right? The MailWorks app is free. It's for everyone. Anyone can join the Discord. You can get started on your chainmail journey today. I've added a lot of resources in there, and I'll be adding a lot more as time goes on. But I built it out for new and veteran chainmail artists. And if you're looking at this and you're going, oh, hey, I want some chainmail to wear, I completely understand that. I like to wear chainmail myself. And there is an artist section in there. And all the artists take custom requests and have stock on hand, and they're all really cool people. So you can check out their websites for different stuff. So it's not just for people who make chainmail, it's for people who admire chainmail. I need to, like... There's a bunch of little metal slivers that keep poking me. Need to clean this workstation off. What else? There. Okay. I've got to add, there's some tools that I'm going to add, like a American wire gauge to standard wire gauge conversion chart. The Jelly Cube calculator, I want to add that to the app. And then it's got, there are some other ring calculating tools out there. And I don't want to include a tutorial section, but maybe in the future. I do want to include a section that has like just kind of recommendations for what to do with some ring sizes. I think it's very cool, but some of the patterns you bet are very complex. How do you mean? Like, are you talking about the patterns in the kits? Like, some of the Joshua DiLiberto kits are going to be more advanced. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I think most of the kits are going to be pretty basic, from like Metal Designs and We've Got Maille, and they should all come with instructions, so they should all be pretty straightforward, right? That's the nice thing about getting a kit, is you have all the ring sizes on hand when you get the kit. You don't need to buy an ounce of this or an ounce of that, you know? Oh. Alrighty. Oh. Hopefully, I'll be able to move my head tomorrow. I've got a pinched nerve in my neck that's flared up real bad since last night. But the show must go on, right? Where are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, we can knock this out. We only have to go to 32. Let me count these out real quick. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. All right, let's get these rings out of the way. There's 4 rings in each of these piles. You don't have to count out everything. A lot of people like to, and sometimes, I don't know, just is giving me a visual of what I got to get through, so I'm not guessing. And this is a small pile of rings, so it should go quick. We'll just knock it out. For anyone curious, right? This is a full Persian chain. And I know people come and they join a live and pass through a live and whatnot. We're trying to make one of those little monkey paws that they make with like paracord and stuff. Right? We got to add one more chain here. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it'll work, but it might. And this is a project that I'm using to clean up old rings that I have that I didn't have a use for when I bought them, and trying to finish them up before I start ordering more rings. Got a lot of stuff to finish. These are armrests that are attached to the table. They're like some cheap, as seen on TV style armrests, and they're kind of useful. But when I got them, this pad, I replaced that with leather, and then this pad was replaced with a chainmail pattern once it wore out, right? So they're cheap. You're going to ask about the IRS? What about the IRS? I don't know anything about the IRS, except that they need to send me a tax return ASAP. Actually, I'm getting a tax return from the state. I'm not even getting a tax return from the government. The armrest. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, they are like as seen on TV brand armrests. And the plastic portion of them, it works okay. They move around a lot. But the foam pad covered in fake pleather, I had to replace that fairly quickly. But if you go and like Google search armrests, there's some cheap ones out there. I don't know if they're better, but you might find one, you know, decent price, a little higher quality. And this desk has this cutout here, right? So these aren't really like, what they're meant to do is do this, right? They're supposed to be like this when you are working with a flat surface, right? But I don't use them correctly. They don't, you know, because of the cutout, they don't work this way for me. Does that make sense? Where'd my pliers go? All right. I'm hoping that you mentioning the IRS was a good sign that my tax return will come tomorrow. All right. Come on. I think we're about halfway done now. Ah, the IRS. A rat, you found me again. I'm so sorry. My stream shut off. I need to set a timer at the hour mark. You stopped by my stream before? Great attitude, awesome work. Love the art, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, like the whole point is twofold. I didn't know that I wanted to make chainmail at all until I saw someone doing it, right? So I'm out here blabbing on, answering any questions that I can, you know, and just showing people like, hey, you can make cool stuff. And there's a lot of historical significance behind it, but also there's a lot of really modern stuff, you know. And I just want to be... I work in my basement, so nobody ever sees me make chainmail, except for you guys. It's like I'm not spreading the good word of the divine ring to bring people into the Church of Chainmail. You know, sitting here in my basement. So it's like I stream to just show people that you can do it, and then try to point people in the right direction and help people out as much as they can. You know, and then of course the other reason I stream is because I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and you should go to my website, mailworks.com, myusername.com. It's in my link tree, and you should get yourself something nice. Do I make my own rings? No, not right now. I should have a coiling and cutting setup finished hopefully by the end of this year. But this year's goal, finish all my basement projects and then add some tools to my little basement shop here to be a fully fledged chainmail shop. But for right now, and I've made my own rings in the past. I don't want to be doing that without the setup to make high-end chainmail rings like what most chainmail ring manufacturers are capable of. So, my school Ren Fair got canceled, so now you have nothing to wear. You have nothing to wear your new scale mail to. Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's a huge letdown. Did you, I'm assuming that you made the scale mail for the event. It's like making a cosplay for a con specifically and then not being able to go. And then because it gets canceled. Alright. I made rings when I first got started for like 8 years, 9 years, something like that. It's because of the stupid new principle. That sucks. But once I found the Ring Lord, it's like I was on deployment out in Iraq and I had some time on the internet and I found the ringlord.com, get a lot of rings from them. Had a lot of rings that didn't work out in the past due to some quality control issues, but I've had 2 orders from them now that have worked out really well. I'm hoping on a 3rd when this next batch of rings shows up, so we'll see. The Ren Fair has been a tradition for 15 years, and the principal canceled it. That's ballsy. I don't condone violence, but this sounds like something violence would fix. Oh yeah, it's the Ring Lord doing better now. Is the Ring Lord doing better now? They seem to be. I have had 2 orders from them that worked out really well. And, like, as in, the product information on their site was correct. The amount on their site that I ordered, they had in stock. And it matched the size I needed. And so I am waiting on this 3rd order. Now, granted, I've only ordered from their stainless steel selection. I don't know anything going on with the anodized aluminum. No, wait, that's not true. I did order some anodized aluminum. In the anodized aluminum, I know words. In the anodized aluminum department, I ordered green rings 2 different times, months apart, and it was the first time that the green matched itself. All the green I have from a decade ago or more does not match. Right? It's all green, but it's like different shades of green. When I pull out the Finnegan's Wake flag to work on stream, I'll show you, right? But the new rings are the same color as the last batch I ordered, right? So that was nice to see. Little everyone is so mad. Everyone, even the teachers. I can't, like, what I want to say, I can't say over an internet stream. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. All right. $10.06. This went together pretty quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 28 more rings. It's nothing. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. I don't put a high value on school, okay? I went to public school for a portion of my childhood. I have a college degree, okay? There wasn't anything in either of those institutions that was helpful in the real world. Like, I have a nursing degree. I am an RN. I have been in the medical field for 20 years at this point, right? None of what I learned in public school, right, was useful for much. I do now use algebra and, addition, subtraction when dealing with chainmail, right? But those are specific. Like, I didn't learn the algebraic equations that we use in chainmail when I was in algebra in high school, right? But I do use algebra now. Okay? So just in case you're like, yo, why are we taking algebra? I'll never use it in real life. I did, in fact, end up using it in real life, right? But outside of that, yeah, there were so many other things that I could do while I was going to public school. So I don't put a high, and college, I don't put a high value on that personally. I'm an autodidact, and so if I want to learn about something, I will go and find out about it, right? There wasn't much in school that I wanted to learn about. The cancellation hasn't been officially announced to the students yet. You only know because you're special. Uh-oh. So the only thing I got out of school was like things that were enjoyable. Sports, music, girls. Oh wait. Yeah. The fact that you had like a Ren Fair going on is awesome. That's cool that would be put together. And the whole like canceling it, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be okay. My favorite thing, I don't know if it's a budgeting issue that they're canceling your school Ren Fair, right? Can I do song requests? No. Caden. So the music's coming through the speakers on my laptop, right? And it's hooked up to Pretzel Rock, and I'm streaming to 4 other platforms right now. When I hit 10,000 followers, and I can stream through my laptop, I think I can set it up to do song requests at that point. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask. Special isn't I'm an honor society, also special ed. That word. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So I've just passed 9,000 followers the other night. We're working steadily towards that desired 10,000 so that I can get a stream key and I can have one chat area to look at. And this whole setup will be a little different. You'll have the overhead portion from this camera here that you can't see, and then you'll have like my face across the top. So it's because the new principal doesn't want to do the paperwork. I've met people like that. They're not good people to have around. Like people that didn't want to do the paperwork to staff a facility correctly. Like there was budget to hire people, but they didn't want to do the paperwork to hire people. And then when they needed a position opened, they didn't want to do the paperwork to open that position. Yeah, 9,000. I was super stoked. Like, and it, like, the rate of follows keeps getting faster, right? So that's cool too. And I know that, like, a lot of times stuff gets nerfed pretty quickly, but the more people you have for a platform to send your stuff out to, right? Like, I know people, they'll have, like, the 200 people that they know from their hometown that they graduated high school with as their friends on Facebook, and they were like, my stuff never goes viral. It's like, no, because Facebook can only share your stuff to 200 people. So, the more followers you have, the more the platform can send out your posts to those people. And I used to be stuck in, like, my videos got 50 views and no comments, no likes, whatever. And now they're all doing pretty well, surprisingly. So that's cool. I'm excited. Alright. I think I counted up to 32. Let me double check my counting here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Sweet. Okay. Let's add this bad boy in here. See how much room we do or don't have. Where are you going? Where are you? Stop that. Get out here. Good Lord. This principal apparently also stole $13,000 from his previous school. I've had administrations like that too. Fun. I'm sorry to hear that you're dealing with that. That does not sound fun. Okay. So I'm not going to finish up this last strand I just put in, because I'm just going to take it apart tomorrow, right? Alright, everything is just a skosh loose. But that's the concept right there, right? Just got to make everything just a little bit tighter. Make sure it lines, make sure it gets lined up correctly, right? Like, there's a little too much room over here, little too much room over here, okay, and a little too much room down here. So maybe, I wonder if do I have room for a fourth? I don't know. All right. We'll play with this. We'll play with this idea some more tomorrow, but that is the Turkish, or the Turkish, not the monkey paw, and that's actually pretty cool. So take it apart. Why? To tighten it up, to make everything fit like real nice and snug, and have it just be a clean piece. So I'm not disassembling the whole thing, but I do have some slack in here that I want to get rid of. Bob? There is Bob. All right, for everyone hanging out, thank you for hanging out. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and I make chainmail. And you can use discount code LIVESTREAM to get 20% off anything in the store, and that's your reward for hanging out with me on stream. I do appreciate you. Bob did grow. Bob is about to get another 3,000 rings that I have in here. He's 15 rows on each side now. He's 3 3/4 inches on each side, and he is 1 pound 10 ounces. He's going to get to 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds, I think, when he's done. So got a lot more work to do on him. But yeah, go to myusername.com, maileworks.com, and if you like to see cool projects like giant jelly cubes, enormous jelly cubes, everything you purchase from my website goes to fund projects like this, and it lets me buy supplies and stuff to make more cool stuff than what I'm making now. So please go check that out. If you're looking at this and like, oh, I want to learn how to make chainmail, in the link tree in my bio is the MaileWorks app. The MaileWorks app has all the resources I would have wanted when I got started 28 years ago, right? Where to find suppliers, where to find tutorials, where to find where other chainmail artists hang out online at, and it's full of resources and tools, and I'm going to continue putting more resources and tools into it. I just got a new resource to add, the irregular grid painter. Gonna put a link in there for that for people. So, and that's an inlay program that one of the other chainmail artists made. So, if you download the MaileWorks app, feel free to join the Discord in there. We are kicking off a Discord. It's better than the chat wall that I had going. Post your work, ask your questions. Not a lot of people in there yet, but we just had 2 people join tonight, 2 more people. So, and there's several people in there that are experienced chainmail artists. So, feel free to ask questions and post your work in there, and we'll make it a hoppin' lively place. Please go follow all the socials listed in my link tree. I don't know what's going to happen with any platform in the future, and I would love to grow them all. So if you could help me out by following along here on TikTok and following along on all my other socials, I would greatly appreciate it. With that, it is past my bedtime. I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I ran a little late tonight to try and get this, together. I'm gonna spend some time getting this nice and snug tomorrow, and we should have like a real cool piece. So anyway, swing by tomorrow night, and hopefully I'll have this hopefully this will be all done. Shouldn't take long. I just gotta take a little bit off of each strand. All right. I've got to go. It is a school night. You all have a wonderful evening. I look forward to hanging out with you all later. All right. Have a good one, guys. Bye.